Do you find yourself living in your head often? Yeah, me too. I'm the queen. Look, our brains love to rehearse life, but growth only happens the moment you step onto the stage. You got to stop feeling ready and just go for it. It's going to be scary, it's going to be uncomfortable, but I promise you, if you do it and you continue to do it, you are going to see the biggest change in yourself. It's not even funny. You're not even going to recognize yourself, and neither are other people. But that's good. That means you're growing and you're taking the initiative to do so. Most people who live in their heads are rehearsing conversations, overthinking decisions. What did I write here? Avoiding embarrassment and failure. That was me for as long as I can remember. I was doing it today. You guys, when you've been living in your head for so long and you're so deep into it, and that is your reality, is what's in your head. It's hard to overcome. Okay. So please don't take this as just, oh, here she is again talking about, like, hey, let's be positive and have a change our mindsets. No, I get it. It's hard. I was doing it today all morning. I was sitting here on my laptop working, paranoid, like freaking out because I was like, is my build good enough for this rule? Or I don't even know what I was doing. But basically, is my build good enough? Is my manager disappointed in me? Are my leads disappointed in me? Do my teammates think I'm like an idiot or something? And I was so deep in that thought all day, like, oh my gosh, I got to recheck everything. I got to make sure I did it right. I got to make sure this provider is set up correctly, or I got to make sure I'm getting all my tickets correctly. And when I write this email, I'm going to read it 75 times to make sure I sound okay and it sounds like I'm making sense. Dude, I was so like, it was a rough morning, and nothing was even wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. I just woke up and had like, I was just in my head doing my overthinking and rehearsing outcomes, and um, thinking about every single little thing I did and making sure, like, I was comparing myself to the other analysts who I think are better than me, which was just keeping me in that dark, small spot. And there was a moment where I had another analyst reach out to me. Hey, do you need help with any open tickets? And I said, no, I have everything that came my way, and I've requested migration. Why did, I'm not going to say my manager's name, but why did so and so say something? No, I just thought I had some free time, I'd help you. And I'm like, oh, God, girl, like, you are really like putting your insecurities out there. Now, me and this person have talked about this before, and she, like, I vented to her and explained how I'm always living in my head, and she literally replied back, girl, you need to get out of your head. You're good. I was like, man, I do need to get out of my head. I am good. It's so important that you become, if you are living in your head, it is important that you become aware that you are living in your head. The reality in your mind that you've made up is not necessarily the real reality that you're living in. Stop looking at yourself as a problem. Stop looking at yourself as stupid. Stop looking at yourself as you're incapable. Most people don't fail because they're incapable. Most people fail because they are constantly living in their head. And they let those thoughts live rent free and dictate how they move forward in life. But here's the thing, is those thoughts that you're having are in your head, and they're in there, and they're deep. Their roots are deep and telling you that you're this, or that you're not this, or that you're not going to achieve this, or this will never happen, blah, blah, blah. That's where the thinking comes in. You're thinking too much, and it's keeping you from taking action. I do not feel like the strongest analyst on my team. I will admit that. And clearly, I have said subtle things here and there to my team where they're like, wow, she doesn't really think much of herself. That is embarrassing. I am still trying to work on myself in the moment when I'm typing to my team, asking questions like, okay, just ask the question. Stop apologizing. Stop saying, this might be a stupid question, but, or, oh, I know that I can be slow to understand sometimes. Sorry for asking all these questions. Like, I seem to not be able to stop doing that because it's such a habit. I have made it such a habit. I've conditioned myself to be like that. And today I was like, you know what? After my coworker came to me and said, "Girl, get out of your head," I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a video about this because I know I'm not the only one doing it. I can't be the only one doing it. I mean, we're human, right? So I was like, I'm going to make a video about this topic. I hope that microphone didn't get all weird when I was touching my neck. I'm going to make a video about this topic because this is a huge pain point for me personally. I've done it for so many years. I have held my back. I have held myself back from doing so many things because I am living in my head. I am letting those thoughts take over and prevent me from putting anything into action. So after my analyst friend said that to me, "Girl, get out of your head," I was like, you know what? I am. And I continued to do my tickets like normal. And I had questions about a certain stuff. And I started to fall back into the routine. I'm reaching out to another person. "Hey, sorry to bother you." And I was like, "Nope, delete." I was like, "Hey, I have a question. If I do this, where do I need to put it also in this spot?" I wish I could tell you because I'm an Epic analyst. I don't know if you guys are going to understand anything that I'm saying, but basically, I was making sure that I was taking the right actions for a certain type of build. And instead of saying, "Hey, sorry to bother you. I know I asked so many questions," I was just direct. "Hey, I'm building this out. Do I need to put this here too, or can I just move it up to production?" Left it at that. I have to stop apologizing, and so do you. So if you are living in your head, I want you to start becoming aware of those thoughts. Because it's if you want to move forward at all in life, if you're like, "I want a new career, but I don't know enough yet, or I'm not capable," those thoughts are going to keep you right where you are, and you are going to be miserable for the rest of your life because you're doing nothing to take action to move forward. So the next time you have these thoughts, I want you to try and stop yourself in that moment and rephrase the thought, or just get rid of the thought altogether. Have belief in yourself. Belief in yourself? Yes. Have belief in yourself. Don't don't take those thoughts as a true uh, statement. Your mind can really f you up. Okay, I mean, look at people who are severely depressed. I have been severely depressed, and when you fall into that dark hole, it is a bitch to get out of. I have been there. I've done that. I've got like 5 souvenir t-shirts, keychains, and a koozie. Okay, I know how hard it is. I want this video to inspire you to start retraining your mind, retrusting yourself, building up your confidence, and saying, "You know what? I'm just going to do it anyway. I don't need to be ready. I know that I'm capable. I might not know everything right now, but how else am I going to learn without getting in it and doing it?" There are 3 stages of living in your head. Mental rehearsal. We talked about this at the beginning. You're imagining every single scenario. Stop. Trying to get everything perfect. Oh my God, you guys. I am constantly doing that. I am constantly trying to be perfect at everything I do. Even if I'm starting new, I've never done it before, I want to be perfect and the best. That is so unrealistic. It's so unrealistic. Stop trying to be perfect. You become perfect at something when you're repetitive with it, when you do it over and over and over and over, and you make mistakes and you get embarrassed, but you get back up and you try again. You will not be perfect at something right away. It takes repetition. And You wait until you're ready. That's so stage one, mental rehearsal. Imagining every scenario, trying to be perfect, and waiting until you feel ready. Ready is a moving target. You got to do it anyway. Stop waiting to feel ready. If you have been sitting down thinking to yourself, like, I'll move forward with my goal when I feel more ready, you ain't going to get there. I'm speaking from experience. You're not going to get there. Just do it. It's going to be uncomfortable. You might be a little embarrassed at some points, but the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. And that's where talent and skill come in. Nobody's just talented, they practice, they have repetition. 2, fear disguised as logic. I should learn more first. I'm not experienced enough yet. Somebody else already does this better. Gosh, I feel like I'm just talking to myself. This is what I do every day, and it's so hard to overcome. Um, the somebody else already does this better sticks for me because I'm constantly comparing myself to other analysts at my job. But why do they do it better? Because they've been at this organization for years. They've made mistakes. They broke stuff. They figured out how to fix these things. They didn't just get hired and they're like, oh, I know what to do already off the bat because I am just a genius and I've never been an epic before, but I know how to do everything. I'm perfect. That's how I think these people are, and it's like that's not even it. Stop those thoughts. Okay, so 2 was fear disguised as logic. I should learn more first. I'm not experienced enough yet. Somebody else is doing this better. Get those thoughts out of your head. Stop thinking about other people. Focus on yourself. Move forward. Accept that it's going to be uncomfortable. Accept that you have to learn. Accept that you're not going to be perfect at the get go. And 3, stuck energy. You guys, this one, listen, listen, listen. Stuck energy. Nothing moves forward. Ideas stay in your head. Who out there has something they really want to do, but they are terrified to move forward because they're terrified to move forward because they think they're not capable or they're not ready yet or they don't know a whole bunch yet. If you continue stages 1 and 2 of living in your head, you're going to get that stuck energy. You're not going to move forward. You're going to wake up and it's going to be a year later and you're in the same damn spot. We have to stop living in our head. Stop the continuous thoughts and start putting action into your goals. Stop being afraid. Everyone gets embarrassed. Everyone feels uncomfortable. But what separates the achievers from the non-achievers is the achievers were like, you know what? I might embarrass myself. But I really want, this is something I want to do, so I'm gonna do it anyway. I might not know what I'm doing right away, but I'm still gonna do it. Versus people who are living in their head, which was me. I mean, obviously, I'm still living in my head. Like, I'm really trying to get over that. But I have improved quite a bit because now I'm starting to recognize those thoughts and able to turn them into something more positive. But that was me years ago. Like, that's just where I was. I was stuck living in my head. Nothing happened. I was depressed because I would daydream. I would daydream about the stuff I wanted to do, didn't do anything about it. And I'm like, why is my life still like this? Well, you didn't do anything about it. You cannot wait to feel ready. You cannot wait for someone to come validate you and say, yeah, go for it. You're ready. You got this. No one's going to come validate you. Choose yourself. Believe in yourself. Move forward even if you're not ready. It's such a scary thought. I know it is such a scary thought. It feels so exposing. But you guys, like I said, I have already noticed a shift in the way I'm thinking. Yes, I'm still getting caught with the negative thoughts and the self doubt, but I'm catching them. I'm catching them when they happen, and I'm either eliminating the thought or turning it something into more positive and moving forward anyway. Just like after I was called out, stop living in your head, girl. And I went on about my day and had more questions. And instead of apologizing and talking too much, explaining, why, just over explaining myself, I just asked the question. Just ask the question. Maybe the person answering it, maybe deep down they're like, she seriously doesn't know that? She doesn't know that answer? Maybe they do. They're still going to tell you anyway because you got to get the job done. Write it down. Make a little tip sheet for next time. That's what I started doing. I am literally writing everything down at work. Everything. And I'm making little cheat sheets and tip sheets and how-tos and all sorts of stuff. So I'm learning and I don't keep re-asking the same question. It is a little embarrassing because there are some seasoned analysts here. But you know what would be even worse is if I didn't ask questions at all and did some crazy ass build that's not needed or that breaks something else, breaks another application's build. That would be even more embarrassing. And I would probably crawl in a hole if I did that. So I'm going to keep asking questions. I don't care anymore if people think they're stupid. And I'm going to stop apologizing for asking questions. Because you don't know if you don't know, one, and you can't be perfect. So I think that's it. Yes, I have my notes here because I wanted to make sure I stayed on topic. I know I kind of rambled a little bit. But yeah, we'll end with this. So your brain, when you are living in your head, your brain is basically trying to protect you from risk. But the downside of that is, I've already said this, the downside of that is thinking replaces action. Stop thinking so much. Take a step back, take a deep breath, clear your head, know you're enough, know you're capable. Stop waiting for someone to come validate you and tell you it's okay to move forward with your goals. No one's going to come do that. They're worried about themselves. They got their own issues, their own fears to deal with. Choose yourself. Stop waiting to feel ready and move forward. Put action to your goals and don't speak about them. I want to say that too before I end this video. Don't go around speaking about your goals. So say your goal, I don't know, is, why can't I think of anything? Say your goal is you want to buy this brand new giant expensive house. You've always wanted this giant expensive house. I don't know. And you're just going around like, yeah, I'm going to buy this house in this neighborhood. It's going to be great. And you talk about it to everybody and you get all that energy out and you're talking about it and you're not putting action towards it. And then you don't get that house. Don't talk about your goals. Put action to them. Keep it to yourself. Put action to them. Achieve them. Feel awesome. Do another one. So stop living in your head. You are enough. You are capable. You don't need anybody to validate you. I know it's nice when people compliment and they give you that reassurance or the affirmations or whatever. Everyone loves that. Everybody loves that. But you cannot wait for someone to come validate you. You just can't. I hope this video found you well. I hope you start catching your thoughts and stop living inside your head. And don't let thinking replace your action. Bye.